Hello and welcome to Sports Extra. I've popped along to Snetterton for the practice day ahead of this weekend's British Superbike Championship round at Snetterton here in Norfolk. In the meantime, while I go and catch up with one or two of the star riders, here's Jake Watson with a preview of what's on elsewhere this weekend and of course the Canaries' latest.
Thank you, Phil. On to some Norwich City news, and James Maddison has pledged his long-term future to the Canaries by signing a new deal, keeping him at the club until 2021. Maddison's existing contract ran until 2019 with an option, but that's now been extended a further 2 years with the option for an extra year. Maddison says he is aware of the competition for places in his position in the squad, but he's looking forward to proving himself to new head coach Daniel Farker. Norwich City have revealed the Canaries' latest kit as the squad look ahead to the 2017-18 season. The new kit will debut at Carrow Road on Saturday, June the 29th, when the Canaries face Premier League newcomers Brighton in a pre-season friendly. But the season officially kicks off for Norwich City on Saturday, August the 5th, when they take on Fulham at Craven Cottage. The club did come in for controversy when they revealed that betting company Leo Vegas was the new sponsor this week, over claims it was insensitive to fans with gambling addictions. But the club have confirmed they will work with gambling charities to promote responsible betting during the course of their sponsorship. Former Norwich City goalkeeper John Ruddy could be on his way to Championship side Aston Villa. The 30-year-old is available on a free after leaving City at the end of last season. And Ruddy has been linked with moves to the Premier League with West Ham and in the MLS, but he's told the Daily Mirror that Steve Bruce's Villa are an option for him. Villa are in the market for a new goalkeeper following Sam Johnston's return to Manchester United. Bruce had been keen to keep Johnston for another season, but he now faces competition from a host of Premier League and Championship sides. And any hopes that Norwich fans may have had of re-signing Tom Adeyemi appear to have been dashed, with Ipswich now reportedly set to confirm his signature in the next 24 hours. Adeyemi was of course a product of the Norwich City Academy and had been heavily linked with a return to the club this summer. The midfielder scored 7 goals last season for relegated Rotherham. On to local football now, and Chris Henderson says his decision to leave Lowestoft Town for pastures new was a tough decision for him to make. Henderson has agreed to join Suffolk rivals Leiston after 6 seasons with the Isthmian Premier Division side. And the Leiston boss driver hailed midfielder as one of the best all-round players in the division. Henderson follows Ryan Jarvis and Fraser Blake-Tracy out of Lowestoft, who've both signed for Kings Lynn Town. And on to cricket. The top 2 go head-to-head on Saturday in a match of the season so far in the East Anglian Premier League. Defending champions Swordston have home advantage for their eagerly awaited encounter with Sudbury, who are setting the pace after winning 9 of their opening 10 matches. With Swordston having drawn a couple of games as well as losing 1, they're currently 21 points off the pace, so they could go top with an emphatic win. Sudbury, meanwhile, know a victory would take them well clear, so the scene is set for a fascinating encounter at the Common, which gets underway at 11. Third place Great Witchingham make the short journey to Manor Park to take on Horsford in need of a boost after losing their previous 2 fixtures, while last week's frustrating 1-wicket reverse against Cambridge Granta left them 29 points behind Swordston. Elsewhere, Norwich are at home to Copdock and Old Ipswichian, and Vauxhall Mallards host Frinton.
At the other end of the scale, of course, is the Superstock 600 class, which is the entry level. And I'm pleased to say that I'm joined by Ryan Vickers from Thetford, no less, just 18 years old and in his first season at this level. It's an entry-level class, Ryan. How are you getting on?
For the first year, not too bad. I'm sitting 8th in the Championship in my first year. I struggled at the first couple of rounds, but we've changed team and stuff, and it seemed to be getting on really well. And Nokia was a little bit of a downer for me, but not a downer. It was a harder round for me. It wasn't my best tracks and my results. Had a couple of crashes and things like that. But happy to be back here at my home round as we had a good test and see where we can go.
As you say, it's your home round. I mean, you're only about 10 miles from home as this such. As a circuit, Snetterton, is it one that you favour, or is it one that perhaps it creates an extra pressure because it is just very close to home, and obviously there'll be your parents and family and probably local sponsors coming to see you?
It's not my outright favourite track, but I do enjoy this track. I think it helps being my home round. It gives me sort of more confidence seeing people coming and supporting, and you get like some sponsors and stuff that can't make it to every round, and you get them turning up, and it just creates a good atmosphere and gives me more motivation and stuff to go out there and do my best. But the track itself, I do really like the track, but it's not my favourite track. overall, but I still really enjoy it.
Now this is only your second season on the tarmac, isn't it, after a very successful motocross career? What made you make the change from motocross to the tarmac?
The main change is I had to go on a pretty super team bike in 2012, but we went back to motocross after that, and I sort of had a few injuries with motocross, and I was struggling with the last few years catching back up to pace and stuff like that, so we thought we'd give it another go, and we got an offer by Snetterton Racing to run the 500 at Thundersport for a couple of rounds to see if I enjoyed it, and I loved it. I did the full season that next year, and that was like my first season on the tarmac, so that was really good. I loved it, and then we're here this year, so my second year onto a stock 600, first year in it.
Now the Super Stock 600 is basically very lightly modified 600cc road bikes that anybody can go into the local dealer and buy, and then you just do a few tweaks here and there. But you've started the season on one bike, you've just got yourself a new bike for this round, I understand.
We started obviously with such a racing start of the year, but we parted ways. So we had a 2016 R6, and now for this round it's the first time we've brought out the new 2017 R6. And I mean, the first time I pulled out to go out my first session was the first time I clicked it into gear. And I went out and I was still in the top 12, and I was just cruising around, running the bike in and getting used to the different sort of settings on it, on the traction control and the quick shifter and everything. So it'd be good to see what you can do in the next session. I'm really excited.
Obviously the practice sessions are all important because you've got qualifying sessions coming up now which set your grid position. But how do you feel this weekend pans out for Ryan? Are we looking for a top 5 position?
Yeah, well, I want to aim for the podium on my home round. I mean, my best position so far is a 5th. That was at Alton Park. So hopefully I can top that on a new bike. I feel comfortable on it, and hopefully we can push up further in the field.
Wish you the very best of luck. Thanks very much for talking to us. Okay, well I've just caught up with Jake Dixon from the RAF Regular and Reserves Kawasaki team. We just had the first free practice session this morning here at Snetterton. And Jake, we spoke yesterday afternoon in the middle of Norwich, a little bit different from here at the back of the paddock at Snetterton. I reminded you it's just about a year since you signed up with the team. It went fairly well at Snetterton last year. How's the last 12 months been?
Yeah, to be fair, it's obviously coming back from a big injury. Last year was definitely challenging over the winter, but start of the season was tough, but now it's starting to come good, and the bike is just getting better each round. But in FP1 we had a few problems that obviously is not ideal, and they'll get them sorted for the next one. So
you say it's starting to come good. I think that's a little bit of hiding your light under a bushel, isn't it? Because the last round, double win at Knockhill, it doesn't get much better than that, does it?
No, definitely, and obviously coming off a double win and then having a few problems, it doesn't leave you very happy. But you just got to keep. It's a long weekend. You got to keep your head down and keep working hard.
But the thing is, I mean, you're saying, I mean, free practice one. You said you're struggling a little bit with the setup on the bike this morning. You're still in the top end of the field as such, and this is where it starts, isn't it? Because you can go forward from here as opposed to starting at the top and then looking around for trying to get that extra bit. You can now go forwards.
Yeah, for sure. Like I say, where we was having these problems with the bike, we actually only stayed on the hard tyre as well, so we didn't swap to the soft tyre that everyone does at the end of the session, and then you see everyone bump themselves up. But we stayed with what we had because we knew there was no point in sticking a soft in, because what's the point in risking something that's not right now and throwing it up the road. So boys, like I said, they'll be working hard. They're working hard now to get the bike sorted, and hopefully in FP2 we'll be a lot more competitive.
You've got FP2 this afternoon, as you say, and you've still got qualifying tomorrow. What sort of things are you looking for with regard to qualifying this weekend? Is it a front row start that you're looking for?
Definitely. I think front 2 rows is key. It's key to racing. If you're not on the front 2 rows, I think you really struggle, and you struggle to come through because everyone runs a similar pace. But if you are in that top front two, you can go off with them and then run a comfortable pace.
And Snetterton itself, of course, has changed dramatically over the last few seasons, but it's now a circuit of almost two halves, isn't it? Because you've got the infield section and then you've got the very fast section. How do you manage to sort of equate the bike to set up for both halves of a circuit like that?
To be fair, you get it roughly right for everywhere, but some places are going to be a compromise, and then places that you are in a compromise, you just back it off and don't push too hard for them areas, and around the rest of the track you make all the time up.
And it's interesting because I know that, and it's obvious to me that you're obviously fairly down at the moment, but when I speak to you on Sunday afternoon and you've got that winner's champagne in your hand, is it going to be a different Jay Dixon?
Well, yeah, for sure. Come and find me Sunday, and hopefully I've had a couple of podiums or wins, and I will be buzzing. But I'm not too down. I'm thinking, and I've got my head in the game, and I know where I want to be, and I know what I need to do to work things out. So serious times, but yeah, it should be all good time come Sunday. So.
Thanks for sharing a few minutes with us, Jake.
Cheers, thank you.
Well, that's it from Snetterton this afternoon. That's the end of the practice day ahead of tomorrow's qualifying session. As we said with Jake there, it's all important to get on the front two rows. There's a full action-packed weekend. It's qualifying tomorrow, as I say. The race day is on Sunday. It isn't just the Superbikes, of course, because there's the Superstock 1000, the Superstock 600, sidecars as well. Looking forward to being a full action-packed weekend here at Snetterton.